Next to your
the end of my life.
hot sauce.
Yep. And jerk sauce.
Oh, that's right, Jamaican.
Hot jerk sauce.
All right, guys, welcome back to The Struggle with Candice Thompson. I am Candice Thompson. I feel like I haven't been here in a while. Oh, I wasn't here last week, was I? I was not. I was in Toronto. Man, where an Australian dude scuffed my new Pumas. And his response was, it's no big deal. It's not a big deal. I was like, oh, you never met any black people before. That's the problem.
He probably didn't know you were a black woman.
And no, he knew.
Otherwise, he'd have been like,
oh, no, he knew. Yeah, no, I was doing voiceover acting as a black character, so he knew. Oh, he knew. And he really, see, and the thing was I couldn't even get mad as I wanted to because I was high. I had just done an edible. So I didn't even get like as mad as I could have.
Well, when this comes down, I'm gonna read you.
I'm gonna stab you in the neck, and then you're gonna tell me what's not a big deal. Anyway, you guys, that was a tangent for no reason. I apologize. No, I don't. Thank you for coming back to The Struggle for all my loyal listeners and to all of my new listeners. Thank you. The Struggle is a podcast where I invite my silly friends on and we talk about the struggles and challenges of adulting because adulting sucks most of the time. If you have not subscribed to The Struggle, make sure you do that. We are available on all podcast platforms. Also, you can find us on YouTube now, so make sure to subscribe there. And if you haven't liked, damn it, rate and review us on iTunes. Do that because it really makes a difference. And make sure to tell somebody about the podcast. If you have not done that, you're doing yourselves and this podcast a disservice. So make sure you do that. You can find me at Jokes by Candice on all social medias and CandiceThompsonComedy.com for my shows. Now I'm going to introduce my fantastic co-host who was here at the origin of this podcast, the inception, the genesis of The Struggle.
And with that, I will say you've changed.
Have I?
You've changed.
Have I?
You're all corporate. There's lights in here now and shit.
They have changed. They got fancy up in here.
It was me, you, a Mexican dude, and a laptop.
When we first started.
And now she's sending me a call sheet for the booking. with a contract.
She's not even
and a
reaching
release.
out herself. We actually have a booker for the podcast. We have like ads now that we're about to start doing.
Your assistant is the one who texted me. I was like, what happened? You changed.
Where's Candice? The one and only hilarious Jackie Fabulous is here,
guys.
co-hosting with me today.
Is that a real camera? This is new for me. These itty bitty
Yeah, that's
cameras.
a camera.
And it captures. It's very
It's
good.
capturing all of this, all the cleavage,
Yeah.
all of your
wow.
pride bun on top of your head.
I never let them out, so I'm always surprised by them myself.
You never let them out.
No, I don't wear anything that mostly men, guy friends are like, I didn't know
You
you had that going on.
Who doesn't know that? You be putting them on Instagrams.
Yeah, but once every couple of months, they really don't have a public life.
You need to have a separate account for your titties. That's the problem.
I want the real me wants to, but my family and
won't allow it.
some of these jobs are like, who are these titties unpaid for?
I understand. There is a conflict between, and I'm sorry, Leonard, you can talk in this. I'll introduce you in a second, but if you want to say something, feel free to talk about Jackie's titties because you are the man on the podcast.
I feel like it's a trap.
I mean, they're all thirst traps anytime.
That's the point of titties.
Yeah, it's just to trap dudes.
There's too many man traps these days.
What are the other ones?
Keep my mouth shut.
The vagina is one.
There's so many.
The titties. Are there more than those?
He's just scared.
The pregnancy,
Guys
of course.
are scared now. They're scared.
Look,
They should be.
Between Me Too's
They
and
should
thirst
be.
trapping, I just stay quiet.
Well, you're
now.
married, so.
And I'm married. That's another trap right there. I mean, there's so many ways I can get cut down.
But back in the day, though, that wouldn't matter.
I just
No,
keep my
back in
hands
the
that's
old
just that was
days,
normal.
and
2
That
years
was
ago?
just how a relationship started. Is you got pregnant and you're like, I guess we got to get married. And they were like, yeah, I don't have any options. There was no Instagram back then and social media, so you just married who was closest.
Exactly.
Jackie, where can everyone find you?
Oh, if you go to JackieFabulous.com, that'll lead you to all my social media, email, and my YouTube page, or you can just go at Jackie Fabulous to all the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the Twits.
And
I am currently a contestant on season 14 of America's Got Talent.
has it been 14
Yeah.
seasons?
she hadn't been there all 14.
And you've been on all of them. That's how I made it sound, wasn't it?
I'm back.
She's going to hopefully make it through this time.
Remember
They're
back in
tired
the day,
of her act.
it was refreshed for me that back in the day, Pierce Brosnan was a judge.
What?
And Jerry Springer. If you go back,
What?
the show has been on for a long time, and those guys used to be hosts /
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
An
Wow.
actor?
And Sharon Osbourne.
Stone? Oh,
Yeah.
Sharon Osbourne, I remember,
So
but
the
not
show's
Pierce
been
Brosnan.
on for a long time. So I'm currently a contestant on the show. I've filmed 2 episodes thus far, and the second one will come out in July. I don't know when. And, that's all I got.
Just stay tuned for that.
Stay
Maybe
tuned.
follow America's
join.
Got Talent on Instagram, and you'll just be notified
When you
when
see someone that looks like me, just follow it. Just any black girl with braids, just press follow.
Patra. You remember Patra?
Yes. That's a party. Now that's a
No,
party.
that's a party.
That's a party.
Now I'm going to introduce our hilarious guest for the day.
Is a guest here?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey,
I know he's a man, so
I just
you
don't
know.
know. I just don't know when to talk yet.
There we go, and that sounds about right.
We'll get to you.
Comedian and very talented actor, Mr. Leonard Robinson.
This is where you insert like there. Oh, there you go. There's
There
the
we
applause.
go.
I didn't
There
know
we
if there was an
go.
applause effect. going on.
We have a laugh
I'm just
track.
waiting.
Not to be confused with laugh tracks on True TV. Did either one of you do that show?
I've never known.
They ask me every year, and every year I send them material, and every year nothing comes back.
Are you serious?
I'm like, why y'all keep asking me?
You
If
seem
you don't
perfect for
want
that.
me. They don't like
And
my
that's-
stories. I don't know.
That's so weird. I also got asked to do it, but it's just not. I don't think that's I'm not like a storytelling type of comedian. So like, and that's the format of it. So I was like, I don't think this is right for me.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I'm greedy. I just wanted to do it just to do it.
I don't know. Part of my struggle, which we'll get into, I guess, later. But part of my struggle is, I do too much, and at the same time, I'm extremely picky, and I don't want to do shit.
no, I feel you on that
So-
100%. Well, where can people find you first? What's your social media?
Social media, Instagram, I am Leonard Robinson. Twitter is Leonard Robinson. Facebook is I am Leonard Robinson. Or you can just go to leonardrobinson.com for all those social media links.
I'm
you
gonna
got-
be honest. I don't like your enthusiasm when you said that. No one. You gotta be more. You gotta be more. Find me at.
Oh, is that how we do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Was
You
Leonard-
gotta get the high pitch.
See, at the same time, at the same time, I want people to come find my social media. At the same time, I don't give a fuck.
See?
So,
Is that another one of your struggles?
it's the same struggle. Doing too much and not
And-
wanting to do anything.
Yeah.
Was Leonard Robinson available on Twitter? I feel like that. you had to
No,
buy
it's
it.
a
Of
big
course it
deal.
wasn't.
No,
course
Leonard
it
Robinson
wasn't,
was
yeah.
available on Twitter, and it's the longest. I've used up all the letters you can on a handle, and then I tried to get Leonard Robinson on Instagram, but there's some random white dude like out in Michigan who's got it.
Who's
doing,
got your name, Leonard Robinson?
Yeah, who's doing nothing with it at all.
That's the worst.
He just has it.
Yeah.
And so I emailed him. I was like, "Hey man, why don't you come off that handle and let me get it?"
Did you really?
Yeah, I sure
Let
did.
me get that.
and he didn't respond. And then I was like, all right, well then, so my Facebook was I am Leonard Robinson.
Yeah.
Because he also was on Facebook with that same name.
Doing nothing.
He doing nothing with it. And so I went I am Leonard Robinson on the Facebook page. I went I am Leonard Robinson on Instagram. And then I went back to Twitter to try and get I am Leonard Robinson on Twitter, but you can't do that. I've already exceeded the maximum.
Oh,
amount
that
of
you for
letters.
switching the handle?
Yeah.
You can't. How many times can you do it?
No, I've used up all the letters.
Oh, the
Like,
letters. I thought
yeah.
you meant you were
Yeah.
going to change it.
I need them
again.
to
No.
allow 3 more letters to my handle.
Yeah.
Then I'll change it. Then it'll all be linked up.
I'm sorry. But
So-
Candice Thompson was already taken on mine as well, which is why I have jokes by Candice.
Ah.
Everything that I had to
Ah.
come up, I was like just grasping for straws at that point. I was like, I'll just
Yeah.
do anything. So I was like, what do I do? I tell jokes. Jokes by Candice.
You know
And
how-
that was the quickest thing.
You know how lucky I feel that when I pick mine, I'm like, because it was all the beginning. Now, there's no way Jackie Fabulous will be available.
Well, wait a minute. There was an evolution.
Is there
there,
another
'cause-
Jackie
'cause
Fabulous?
I swear I met you as Jackie Champagne.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Champagne.
I dropped it.
Right?
My real name is Jacqueline Champagne.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Champagne.
Champagne, yeah.
Oh, that's how
yeah.
it's pronounced. Okay.
And yeah, that was my born name, and then I changed it about almost 10 years ago now. I've been Jackie Fabulous.
Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't even know. Not only have I been mispronouncing your name when I first met you,
That's
but
why I changed it.
but I thought it was a
I can understand
but I
that.
thought it was a stage name. And then one day when I saw Jackie Fabulous pop up, I was like, this girl's crazy. She's going through all of the last names.
Or she
Like-
maybe
Talking
got
about
married.
we've changed over
You
here at the
know?
Yeah.
podcast studio.
Exactly.
Your name has changed.
I'm like, every time she levels up, she decides on a new last name.
What's wrong
It's
with
just like-
that? Well, I'm from the Bronx. That's what
like
we do out there.
Like she got
Diddy,
past
Puffy, P. Diddy,
She got past the Laugh Factory. Now she's Jackie Fabulous.
I've been Jackie Fabulous for a long time.
It has been a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard,
Yes.
you're on the show Insecure.
Yes, I'm also recurring. Hey, guys, who's ever following the podcast? Hey,
I feel like this was
Is this where we're supposed to pep up?
this was like
Staged.
yes, much
Okay.
better this
Okay.
time. But I
All right.
also feel like I felt like Byron Allen on Comics Unleashed.
You
So
set it
you
up good. You set it up good.
So you're on a little show on HBO called Insecure.
Thanks for asking, Candice. Yes. You can check me out. Season 3, I recur on Insecure. I play Molly's office mate slash
Asshole.
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
you're a dick.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and
So it's just method acting.
there we
for
go.
Leonard.
I was
It's just a little
concerned.
amped up.
I watched it like, God, he's good at being a dick.
Dick. Anyone knows Leonard, you know he can be a dick.
So
and hopefully, season 4 we'll see some more of that. So
none of your friends were
it's not
impressed,
gonna be
bro.
about
Like
Tuesday.
I'm like, was he just being himself?
it's a little
Yeah, that's no. That's just Leonard.
It's what the funny thing about being on Insecure season 3 is because I had auditioned to be Lawrence in the pilot.
Oh.
So I had tested
Ah.
for the pilot to be Lawrence, and then I went Jay Ellis, and then I also auditioned to be his best friend, and that didn't work out. And then
Wait, who's his best friend on the show?
The real,
Neil,
Oh, the
really
light-skinned dude. Yeah. I know you're talking about. He's funny.
and then probably like 2 or 3 other roles after that. So it's just like after a while, going into audition, I was like, I feel really insecure about auditioning for Insecure.
You're gonna go in drag and try to audition for. I want to be Issa's best friend.
I was like, but they kept calling me in, so it's like, obviously, I guess you'd think
They
that
like you.
They like me enough.
They
but
don't
it's
know
like,
either. They're like,
but-
keep coming in. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
So it kept coming down, and then finally, season 3 when it came up, that's the one time I didn't audition for that role because I'd auditioned for something else that season.
Yeah.
And then they were like, here's this other role for it. Do you want it? And there was like no description. There
Yes.
was no contract.
Yes.
There was no contract, no
I'll
description.
do it.
They were like, all we know is he's going to be a lawyer. And so I was like,
Sold.
okay.
I'll take it.
And so I showed up. But the funny thing is, the showrunner, Prentice Penny, was like,
Yeah.
well, he's kind of like you. He's kind of like this, kind of like that. And I was like, and every word he used was kind of negative. And I was like, then he walked away. And I was like, wait a minute.
Wait one cotton
What is he
picking
really
minute.
saying?
What kind of energy am I putting out into the world? They were like, I know who this is.
Who's
The-
a dick?
Who's
The
that
guy-
dick from last season?
The guy we've been trying to cast for a couple seasons.
But was too much of a dick for those other roles. Bring him back
Bring
in.
him back.
Well, you have to know your
And
type.
he's got it.
Right.
not even just he's got it.
Yeah.
You have to know your type. So now you know. Go out for for unlikable roles.
There you go. And until the end of October, you can also check me at the Groundlings every Sunday, doing the sketch in the Groundling Sunday Company,
Are
which
those
is a lot of fun.
shows-
That's fantastic.
Those weird flyers you be posting.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Jackie follows me on Instagram at I am Leonard Robinson. That's where I post a little bit of
Weird flyers.
some of
you
my
sound
flyers.
like, you know
and,
what? You sound
I
like
can't-
you have a name of an abolitionist. Like, you're somebody that definitely that name is like, he fought for civil rights at some point.
I went to Leonard Robinson High School.
Yeah.
That's your flyers. They're like you're staging a sit-in or something.
Yeah.
It, like, secretly comes.
There's got to
in
be
it.
a library named
It's a
after you
secret.
somewhere.
Well, you know what? I do I do stupid Instagram story posts, when I'm making like little flyers, or I
Uh-huh.
just post a photo of myself, like in costume, or I have 2 stock
does do
photos
that.
that I just change the date on over and over again. So it really depends on what mood I'm in.
You're
But
lucky you're a good comic.
but
I
if it's
would-
like-
I wouldn't talk to you otherwise.
Otherwise.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But I feel
Thank
like
you,
you're
ladies.
doing it ironically, right?
What?
Like you're self-aware of what you're doing. Like you're
Yes.
not doing. You know that it's funny. He's not
Yes.
just blindly doing this because he thinks it's cool.
Of course.
He's
of
like,
course.
well, my followers will love this.
Yeah,
Let me
of
make this
course.
That's when
flyer.
I'd be like, "Ooh, I gotta go. Look at the time."
Ooh, look at the time.
Of course.
Jackie ain't here. I feel like Jackie's not here for like work related stories. I feel like you want like
What?
salacious.
I don't have anything. My life is boring. I haven't done anything. I want to.
You want to do something salacious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing ever happens. I'm gonna die like this. All of the people I want to be salacious with are like, "Girl, we've been there. We don't do that no more."
What?
Yeah. Like the friends that I have, a lot of my friends are
They've aged out
they're-
of the
yeah,
dirt.
They're senior, whether it's entertainment or in comedy, whatever, and they're like, "Jackie, going on the road and fucking everybody there. We don't do that no more. I got arthritis now. You know, that kind of stuff.
You can't do it anymore.
And I come around now. I'm like, hey guys, I'm the newbie. Like, what are we gonna do tonight? And they're like, we did it.
We've
The
done
show's
that.
over.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
like,
like,
what
I
is it?
already have 7 illegitimate children.
Exactly. I'm like, but are we gonna go to the
Like-
club afterwards and
they're
maybe
like,
get a
no.
spot and go dancing? They're like, we just
No.
didn't you just perform? Yes, you're finished.
Go home,
Go
Jackie.
to your hotel room.
Go home.
Back to your room? No, your hotel room.
Yours.
Yeah, and now with social media now, like you can't keep secrets anymore. You can't just
No.
like have
No.
that thing. You can't just have that head nod. So we good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
No.
And it's an understanding that we did
I don't
this
ever
one
wanna
thing.
see you
one-
again.
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
one time. You're never gonna hear it again. Or even if you do. If somebody does start talking, like you're gonna be so far away from it, nobody's gonna believe this girl in Omaha, had sex with this famous dude. They were just like, "Shut up, girl. Sure, whatever." But now you got archive proof
Oh,
of
yeah,
it,
they take
time stamping
screenshots.
photos. Yes.
If you are
selfies while you're sleeping.
If you're a married dude and you are out there doing dirt, you're stupid.
You gonna
because
get
it's
it.
so easy to just
One
put you on
selfie
blast.
puts you on the street.
Oh, one selfie, one I've text message screenshot. Like it's that simple,
Yeah.
and I could ruin your life, your whole entire life. And that is why I will always say men are stupider because you will ruin you will put at risk your career,
They'll
Risk
put-
it
they'll-
all.
family,
They'll-
just for some puss.
They'll pledge their love on Instagram messages.
Yeah, just for some
Just
trim.
risk-
Not
just
even like a
risk it
not even
all.
like a private Microsoft Word document where you can control it. They put that shit on the internet.
On the internet.
And they put
The
a whole
nets.
story on. And again, I'm not trying to take the opposite end of the Me Too argument, but I'm saying
Let's hear it. I wanna hear
But
it.
I'm not trying. But I have seen some stories where I felt like, oh, she didn't like how this went down, so now
like Aziz.
exactly. So now the story is I was taken advantage of.
Yeah.
But it's like, but if you read the facts back throughout, you're like, it seemed like everything was going good up until
Look, here's how I feel. I agree with you on that. I feel like
up
that
until
was
the
not.
third time he asked to eat your pussy, and then you were like, this guy just wants to eat my pussy.
That was.
He doesn't want a wife.
He doesn't want to talk to
I feel
me.
so
I'm like,
abused.
of course he doesn't. But you're 23. You have nothing to say. Like you're not an adult yet. But I will agree with you on that. Like I feel like the Aziz situation is not the same as a lot of these other Me Too things. Like that was a girl who was he's a bad date. He was socially awkward and didn't know he was being rude. Absolutely. But it was not. She should not have put him on blast like that. And also, his career should not have been affected by it. I do not believe.
Yeah,
Nor do I think it was.
And I also think
Not-
this is
not-
just
I thought
strange times.
A really bad date. It was just a really, really, really bad date.
It was awful.
It, wa-
It's
it
a
didn't.
horrible
Hold on.
date.
It wasn't the way the story I
It was
read.
creepy. He
it
was
was
creepy.
not a horrible
He was putting his
date.
fingers in her mouth.
Right.
We've
So
all had the day where you're like, oh, I thought he was okay. What's he doing?
Yeah. Why is his dick out?
Yeah.
Why is his dick on
Outside.
my shoulder?
We're at the ATM.
But since I'm sandwiched between two women, let me ask you: don't you feel like there's a space in a world where that guy can be awkward and learn that
Yes.
was not the move?
And that's what I'm saying. She
And
shouldn't have put
then-
him on blast for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
A conversation could have been had. It's
Yeah.
not like he was trying to rape her, whereas like she had to run out of the apartment. Like you can
Right.
talk to me like, yo, you're making me mad, uncomfortable right now. Like that should have happened. Yes.
Yeah, it feels like people are not allowed to learn
talk-
from their mistakes
Absolutely.
and redeem themselves.
They're not redeemable
or,
anymore. Nobody is.
Or grow to be like,
Right.
some of these stories, like, I'd hate to get a story right now, # Leonard Robinson or something like that.
And
And
next thing
like,
you know, you got to register. Like,
And it-
oh, shit, your
I'd
life
be
is
like-
over. It's like, what?
I was Leonard, I got
Are you
Leonard.
registered?
# I got Leonard. I'd hate to read that
Leonard.
story of me in like my 20s and be like, I mean, it doesn't sound like me, but okay, that could have been me. Like,
Right.
I know I've done dumb things in my life.
Everybody has.
Not to the
Everybody
level
has.
of criminal, but I know I've done like not having
You
good
probably have
game
grabbed some
things.
chick's booty at some point without her, because that was
Back
just
in
what
the
was
day.
happening back in the. You would just
In
get
a
your booty
nightclub,
grabbed.
just grab a booty real quick and nobody says anything.
Nobody said anything, and not saying that that was right or that should have taken
I
place,
had
but
that
it was
happen.
just
I had a guy get a grab. I mean, like he slid his fingers
through the crack.
Yes, and then grabbed, and it was in the hood, a hood I shouldn't have
So
been in the early '90s, in my girlfriend's projects, an underground basement party,
Oh wow.
and you know what? That I was like, I turned around, this black face is standing around me. So I just had to take it.
You just had to take it.
I just had to take it.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's best because if you had spoken up for yourself, you could have gotten hurt.
Or cracked a beer bottle over
For
somebody.
sure.
That was my last night.
I remember doing karaoke in New York at the what is the place? Fat Black Pussycat Lounge, like around the corner from the Comedy Cellar.
Yep.
And after doing a set, and this girl walked in the middle of me singing Garth Brooks' "Friends in Low Places," walked up to me, grabbed my balls, grabbed the whole outside, grabbed the balls,
The
and
meat?
then gave me this look like, "You ready to go?" And all I was like,
I'm in pain.
I said, "You're a little too tight." And she was like, "Ooh," and then like walked away.
Was that her voice?
Yeah. She was like, "Ooh."
Like, I don't know if that was a woman.
I'm about to say.
But that was her version of like the bag. She was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna grab this motherfucker's dick on stage, and he's gonna love it." And I was kind of like, "I don't like that."
Yeah, people are unaware that there are very aggressive women that do that to men as well.
You know
it
what
goes both ways. I think the difference is that most of the time, men don't care,
No.
whereas women, we immediately. It's it's infrequently when we're just okay with it. It's just
You know
something
what
we had to take because we were scared for our lives.
Well, I think the problem is worse on the men's side. The problem is worse on the men's side is you're typically surrounded by people who aren't going to check your behavior and tell you to do better and tell you
Oh,
that
absolutely.
that's not right and
That's
that's
the
not
problem.
wrong. Most men, at least my experience, I didn't learn about sex or like relationships or sex ed
It's
or
trial and
anything
error. Nobody
from
told me
anybody
nothing.
responsible.
Why did our
It's-
parents talk to us?
Yeah, it's
They
all
just-
from your boy.
They have
you
not
know?
said a single word to this
To
day.
this day, my mom gave us a period talk when we were probably like 8 or 9, but she did not talk to either one of us about getting busy.
Not a thing. Not
Look,
a single word.
I went. The only reason I
Good
was
luck.
on the ski, the only reason I was on at the ski club growing up, and I'm from Danbury, Connecticut. The only reason I joined the ski club was because some kids came back from a ski trip. We're like, "Hey man, you got to go on this ski trip. Girls let you feel them up on the bus ride up." And I was like, "What?"
You signed up that night, didn't
Signed up the next day,
you? I'll have 2 tickets.
and I'm on the bus like,
Why
"So
you need
how
2
does
tickets?
so how does this thing work? How does this?"
You get on the bus with your shirt off.
Yeah.
So how do we start?
He just showed up with a bag and some baby oil. Let's go.
How do we start?
Oh, I have to ski? Okay, all right. But it's just like I'm following bad peer pressure, like somebody else's.
So wait, did you really go on the trip?
Yes, I was in the ski club.
And
That's
you
how
were groping?
I learned how to ski. No, it's like you kind of had to
But
get
back
like
then,
pair up
if,
in the
if
right
you
seat.
heard that was where you had to go, you'd go.
Yeah, of
if you
course.
heard it was kissing, feeling up, you're
It's like camp.
he's like, where I gotta go?
Summer
Yes.
Who,
During that horny time of our lives, you
We
run.
get to share bunks.
It's like-
who wants this
it's
hand?
gonna,
there.
it's gonna be co-ed. Yeah.
Who wants a piece of these hands?
I'll bring the bug spray.
This is horny from puberty until now.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's awful. And our parents didn't tell us
Not a
anything.
thing. They didn't tell you that you're gonna want to fuck all the time
Yeah.
from age 11 till
R.
47.
Kelly taught me everything I needed to know from his 12-play album. That's how I learned about
I used to
sex.
watch Benny Hill and be so
yeah.
fascinated by the titties. They wouldn't show the whole thing, but to me, that was the hottest porn in the world.
That
Yeah.
show, wasn't that on like prime time?
Yes.
Like that was probably on like NBC.
All
What
kind of
network was that
nudity,
on?
But it was porn for me because that was
It
just
was.
young and horny. Like, what is all
What
this?
is this?
Well, think about that. If that's your only reference to things, if you're like a little kid
No,
and
and
you're
then you
like,
chase women.
Yeah.
and yeah, in your head, you're like, if I see some titties, I have to immediately chase this woman.
Yeah. That was on
No
television.
matter
you guys.
how
That's
far
conditioning.
she runs.
You're right.
Oh, our society is
It's
trash.
conditioning.
Or
She's
how long she runs for.
No,
Yeah.
how long she runs for. No
I gotta
matter
catch you.
what the
I'm gonna
obstacle
catch you.
is, I have got to find her and grab her.
Yeah.
All they did
It's a
in Benny Hill
terrible
was chase
example.
the chick down the
Was
street.
chase women. What was the rest of that show? I don't even know what.
Titties. It
Was that the
goal
whole show?
Was always
It wasn't like
a
sketch
naked chick.
comedy?
There was sketches, but a lot of the sketches had to do with him finding titties.
It's always it was every end goal was titties.
Yeah, that's
Cue
really kind of
It's a Man's World by James Brown because God, like that. How did that even make it to air? Like what was the pitch?
Benny Hill was
So
like
I got a show about me being horny. That's it.
basically.
That whole show was about being horny. That's
He
all
was
it
the
was.
road runner. He was
Pepe Le Pew.
yeah, he was a coyote and
Yeah.
all the women were road runners.
Yeah,
That's all every sketch.
And it was just him. I'm trying to think in my head of an actual act out sketch.
I
No,
can't.
it was just him running after a woman.
Literally. And I was like, was that the opening credits? Yes. Was that the closing credits? Yes.
Yeah.
Was him just chasing
in
women,
between,
What was
yeah.
the plot? Chasing titties.
chasing titties, chasing poon. All right, guys, we got to get into the struggles.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to do a quick struggle, which is, I think it has been every local, LA local, or even I wasn't paying attention to the news, so I don't know who else felt it in the surrounding it. But the earthquakes this week,
Yeah.
we've had 2 in the past 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and the first one I did not feel. I was meditating. I was mid meditation, so I didn't feel it.
You were like, that's Jesus.
That
Won't he do
was
it?
that was just
Thought
the spirit, had me catching the spirit.
Thought you were on some new level aura.
Oh
like,
yeah, I was like,
I'm
"Oh,
doing it.
I'm levitating.
Is that
Oh
a
no,
breakthrough? I made a breakthrough. Deepak.
I mean, pretty much. And then I felt it yesterday, that one was stronger than the one the day before, right?
And you were wide awake, like, hey, wait a minute.
Oh, I was walking through my apartment, and the first thing I ran to was not to safety. I ran to go get
Me
an
too.
antique that I
Oh.
bought because I didn't want it to drop on the ground.
I went to get pants. I'm like, I think you
You might have
should
to run
be
outside.
dressed.
Well, is that the rule? I think now people are like,
No.
what are the earthquake rules? Because it's, the time span in between earthquakes is a long
I
time.
did-
You forget.
I retweeted Earthquake, what do you do now? So I'll pull that up.
I think you're supposed to run into a doorway.
Run
No,
into
that's
a
the
doorway,
old- that's
head
the
first.
Oh, what's the new? Stop, drop, and
The
roll.
new is you have to get clear of anything that's going to shatter and explode. Maybe get under like a strong metal desk, but you have to be aware of what kind of furniture might slide around and slam you into a wall or slam you
This
into
is already
something.
too much thinking.
Right.
Now I got to go buy a metal desk.
Here we go.
And then there's like you can
I
pull
got-
your mattress
I got the
over
official.
you by the
Ooh,
bed.
I can't move a
and that sort of
mattress
thing.
by
official.
myself.
If an earthquake happens, protect yourself right away. Drop, cover, then hold on. If in a vehicle, pull over and stop. If in bed, stay there. If outdoors,
What?
stay outdoors.
What?
Do not get in a doorway. Do not run outside.
Now, how is it do not get in a doorway when that used to be what they told us the only thing to do was run to a doorway?
This is
Because the
FEMA.
the thought
Some
was
FEMA.
the
I don't be
thought,
trusting
the
nobody
thought
named FEMA.
was- The thought was the door frames were strong, but people would stay in it and then to get hit by some furniture or hit by some shrapnel.
And I wonder
glass
how
or
long it
something.
took them to figure that out, that
Shouldn't
was
this
a bad thing to do. It's
be
like how
done
long
first?
they took them to figure out cigarettes didn't have vitamins in them.
They're
Decades.
addictive. Secure items such as televisions and objects that hang on walls. Store heavy and breakable objects on low shelves. So while my house is shaking off into the ocean,
I'm supposed to
gather
take
my
down all my
things.
artwork. Take down. That's what I'm saying. This is way too, like, I can't.
We're shaking for our lives. You're like, hey, go get the China. Go get it.
I can't. This is too much to process.
Practice, drop, cover.
Meanwhile, we're supposed to be dropped and covered while we're supposed to be doing all this. So I would like to point that out.
How long is this trouble gonna last? Practice, drop, cover, then hold on with family and coworkers. Go get your friends. Drop to your hands and knees. Cover your head and neck with your arms. Crawl only as far needed to reach cover from falling materials.
This 2-hour earthquake that's happening.
Hold on to any sturdy furniture until the shaking stops. Create a family emergency communications plan that has an out-of-state contact. You're going to be busy.
Who has
Yo.
time for this?
I tell you who, my wife. She's been doing this shit
She's-
all
is,
day.
is your wife a survivalist?
No, she's just terrified
Of-
of earthquakes and all in the preparation.
Is she from here?
This is what I don't
Oh,
understand.
see, it's been doing it forever. But I lived in Japan for a little bit, so it's like a lot of these earthquakes, aren't anything for me. Like they haven't,
right,
they haven't really hit me on my
How does
level
this
to
help?
be afraid. But
If in bed, stay there and
I
cover
don't-
your head and neck with a pillow. I'll leave it there. I don't
shattered
I don't-
glass, anything like that. Also, you're a stable thing.
Or
I don't-
what about the ceiling? My pillow's gonna help not make me die.
This was
Yeah,
a plug
maybe.
for My Pillow, which is one of our ads. No, infomercial for My Pillow.
So you're struggling with what? Your fear of earthquakes?
No,
or
that
you're
this
not
was
prepared?
this was just so now I wasn't nervous because like you, I've been here long enough that I've experienced enough of these. And to me, like what was yesterday, a 7.1? I think they
No.
said a 7.1.
It wasn't a
Yesterday
7.1
was
in LA. It
7.1.
was 7.1 up by
Where it
at
happened.
In the
Ridgecrest,
epicenter.
Yeah.
And how far away is that from us?
What, an hour and a half or so?
Okay.
Palm Springs type.
So yeah,
distance.
the what we feel here, it has never. There was one time where we had an earthquake and it was a jarring one that was like, like you, and I was
No.
like, that scared me. But these ones that are like rolling, I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, ooh,
They
like
say that it's good
kind
they're
of
rolling because if they were closer to the coast, then we'd be more
They'd
worried
be-
about tsunamis in the ocean.
right,
So
right.
be happy that it's not near the water. We're
Right.
all gonna die.
Well,
We all
absolutely.
gonna
Well,
die.
for sure. But no, so I
Alright.
wasn't like nervous at all. I didn't have anxiety about it until my nephew calls me at 2 who my nephew's already paranoid about everything. He got that from my dad. He worries about everything. Worries
Yeah.
about things he has no control over. He stresses out. Every time I'm on a flight, he's a stalker. He knows my flight plan, and he'll time out. He'll say, "Okay, Aunt Candice, you had a flight at 2:00, so
How
you're
old
gonna
is
land." He just turned 21.
Oh.
You have a flight at 2, so that means you're gonna land at like 6. So then he texts me like as
Better
soon
than
as
any
my
boyfriend you've
flight
ever
lands.
had.
Yes, as soon as my flight lands, I'll have a text from my nephew, Aunt Candice. Did you get there safely? And it's very sweet, but at the same time, he stresses me out because like he
Yeah.
called me. I was just getting home from the Comedy Store last night. I got
Yeah.
home at 2:00 in the morning, and my phone is ringing, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Alec, like, why are you calling me? Well, actually, I think he's in Chicago right now. Either way, same time as like Cincinnati where he lives.
Uh-huh.
Why are you calling me at like 5:00 in the morning your time? And he's like, Aunt Candice, are you thinking about leaving LA? And I was like, for what? And he's like, the earthquakes. I think you should leave. They're predicting that it's the big one is coming. And I was like, Alec, they've been predicting the big one has
For
been
20
coming
years.
since the last big one.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. I think you should just go away for like a week. I was like, now I will say, so the reason why I think he even got this idea in his head is because I actually did go away for a week. Not for a week, for a weekend one time. And this is Ian Edwards' fault. This was, I think, in 2011. There was some like earthquake specialist guy who was predicting earthquakes around the world. So
Yeah.
like a huge earthquake had happened in like the Philippines or something, and then another one happened, and it was supposed to be like, I think it's called like the Ring of Fire or something like
I
that.
remember that.
All these points of like the
Oh,
axes
no.
or where the earthquakes are happening, and he said the next one was gonna hit like LA, and it was like on its way on this date. And
Yeah.
Ian was like, I'm not gonna be in New York, but I think you should get out of town. Made me so paranoid that I drove to Palm Springs
To do what?
to stay in a hotel.
Just so you could experience the earthquake from Palm Springs.
Well, no, if you go in, it was inland,
Mm-hmm.
so the odds are it was going to be obviously less destructive
Oh.
if you drive inland.
I thought he was like, if I'm gonna rock, I'm gonna do it in a spa.
Well, of course, that too. I'm gonna go out. I'm going out and get my feet rubbed done. And so, so I did. And Alec knows this story, and
Yeah.
so I think that's why he's paranoid now. And he's like, "I can't just go away." And I'm like, Alec, if you haven't learned anything from the time that I did do this, nothing happened,
Yeah.
and you can't plan it. It could have happened when I came back,
Yeah, it's a
Like-
that's why it's called natural disaster.
right? And no, you cannot plan for it. I don't care who you are.
The
And
funniest
so,
thing I saw, this guy tweeted, "This is making me want to go out and buy a gun."
for an
What?
earthquake, you gonna try and shoot the earthquake?
Damn you, Mother
It makes
Earth!
you scared. It makes you scared.
6.5.
Just
Take
in-
this 45.
I think it's the funniest tweet I've read in a long time.
Who tweeted it?
I don't know his name.
That's hilarious.
It's just making me want to go out and
Buy
buy
a
a gun.
gun. I don't know why, but
I don't know, but
feel
I need to be
safer.
armed.
I need some type of protection.
From
Well, people
what?
will be looting
Yeah.
after the big one.
I tell you, I tried to get into the prep, but I'm just not that excited about it.
I'm gonna tell you,
I
I
kind of
just
feel
don't.
like we live in a city. If something bad happens, I can just go somewhere where there's not bad
stuff.
And
I know enough people with money that would take me in.
get the things that I want. You know.
But how would I get to her house? That's the thing.
Uber.
Yeah,
They
pay that
have
surge.
Uber earthquake now. You guys didn't hear?
Pay that surge price. Take me to the Ramada Hotel. Maybe
You got cash on you? Of course not. It's all in the
Holiday
bank.
Inn.
Really? You ain't got no money on you either. No.
Yeah.
Oh, that did get me thinking about all these Bitcoin people. It's like, what are you gonna do when the
Oh.
earthquake hit and knocks out all your computers?
Yeah. I don't.
Good luck.
I don't even understand.
That's why we
Bitcoin.
gotta have cash. Nobody has cash in their house,
Yeah. No.
and we're
What
all
good is
like,
cash gonna be? I'm stocking up
when.
on canned
when-
goods, soup, things like that I can trade.
But then
you know?
access to your money. If you have money, you want to be able to have it in your hands, not in a bank.
Yeah, but if the
You gotta get
if
it.
you
You
should
gotta
have-
get it a little bit.
You should
shouldn't
probably have at least like $1,000.
Yeah,
on
hidden in a
hand
brick in the wall
somewhere.
or something.
we get a big
good
one though,
idea.
you can get almost anything done for a good can of soup.
What?
You
What?
get a big one
You gonna
hits.
barter with the
You
hood.
Like
gonna trade a
everything.
can of soup?
Yeah, a can of soup will get you anything, and a big one where
That's-
there's nothing working. But
I mean,
hey man,
yeah, that's true.
what
Are
you gonna do for
guys-
this soup?
You guys, maybe it's just me, but I don't like when the apocalypse comes. I'm not gonna try and fight to live. I really don't
no,
care.
Are
you-
I'm finished.
Yeah,
I've
I
had so
don't-
much.
What are we
I've
doing?
had so much life.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest. I'll be honest. I got real sleepy on the way over. I was like, yeah, I'm done with life.
You're done.
I got, just driving over.
Zombies
to
come running. I'm just gonna lay down in the street.
You're just like, I'm
go
good.
ahead and take it, guys.
driving over to this podcast. I was like, I think I've accomplished everything I need to accomplish right now. I'm tired. Life has got me.
Like,
I'm
you don't want your airplane, God forbid, to go down on a day where you really are exhausted. Because everybody's freaking out. You're like, look, guys, every flight could be the last one.
Yeah, I don't care about plane crashes anymore.
No.
I mean, that's not ideally how I want to go out. But if
Just
it
hope the
happens,
plane
I'm not.
Just burst into flame. And you're like, all right, well, that was quick.
I think in the
But
end,
not if you survive the flames and then
No,
you're just
exactly.
burnt,
I just wanna
burnt but
explode.
falling from the sky.
Yeah.
That would suck.
I think overall people just want to know. People are afraid of death more because they know what it does to the people who are living.
No.
Or maybe because you think about other people.
Yeah, but death
Because
is-
when you're dead, you're dead.
Death
Like,
is
that's
cool,
it.
man.
Death is
You're
part of
gone.
all of this.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Everyone
gonna die.
that has a kid, they gonna die.
Yes.
Like, you're bringing someone in this world to die. That's what
But
you're doing.
If
Yep.
you die in your sleep, you're like, oh, so sad she died in her sleep. But if it's like, I have to hear
No,
the
that's
story
wonderful.
about
She went
how
to bed and God is
you
like,
gotta
we
know
good.
it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I just don't want, nobody wants a tragic.
I don't want pain.
No.
I don't want to, your skin burn off. I just don't want any Grey's Anatomy type deaths. You feel the
Even with that, it's like 2 minutes versus what? Like, no?
No, 2 minutes of
That's a long time.
That's a long ass time.
It's
We
a
all
long
know
time.
that 2 minutes is a long
It's a
time.
long
It is
time.
when you're getting flayed, like
That's a
on Game of
long time.
Thrones, where they peel your skin off.
2 minutes is long. Some people can run half a mile in 2 minutes. That's a long
It's a
time.
long, 2 minutes is a long. 2 minutes on your GPS. You got a minute to go before you're there.
Yeah.
Several blocks.
And you think about stand up too. Like when you first started, like when they said, we're like, you got to do 3 minutes. You're like, oh,
What?
What? 3 minutes. What am I going to talk about for 3 minutes?
And that 2 minutes on TV seems like forever.
I've always ran the light, so I don't know.
He do be running the light. He do be
On
running
a,
the
on a
light.
TV production?
Yeah,
shame
right. On
myself.
his late night set. No, people still do that.
Yeah, and then they'll just cut what they want.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, I told y'all I couldn't do this.
I told you I'm not made for television.
Exactly.
Jackie.
I don't know
Yes.
time.
Do you have a struggle for us?
My most recent struggle is sugar. I think I've been eating my feelings.
What have you been eating recently?
Everything.
I'm going to live vicariously through you right
I
now.
think it started. I was in Chicago and I had Sprinkles cupcakes.
They have sprinkles in Chicago?
Postmated to my house, to my house, to the
That's
hotel room.
That's bad. You
And
know when you have it delivered. Just eating it by itself is bad enough. And when you can get up to get it, that's
Two
the
of
worst.
them, and it
We've
was
all
just-
been there.
But it was the best day of my life.
Yeah.
'Cause
What flavor?
Red velvet and I think banana cream.
Where we at,
I
Zanies?
fucks with the banana
Yeah.
cream, but not the red
I was
velvet.
in that lonely condo, and I'm like, but it just felt good.
Sprinkles always feels good.
So I think I need to have sex. 'Cause I'm replacing
With
sex
the
with
cupcake.
sugar. Yeah. I should have fucked that
I-
cupcake.
Yeah, I think it'll be equal. You know they got a sprinkles out here.
They got a Sprinkles cupcake machine in Beverly Hills. Like, you can
Yeah, an
all the
ATM.
wall,
How
yeah.
close is it to the location? Like
don't
by
see-
the location or it's
No,
somewhere else?
I doubt anyone goes to it because you gotta have
fresh are
you gotta
those?
not have your car. Who's wandering? Hey, you go to
Who's
Sprinkles ATM.
Filling that machine up. Like I can't imagine it's fresh.
It
Well, I
has
guess
to be.
a lot of people in the daytime walking around Beverly Hills, and then it's it's just a novelty of it. And like, oh, there's an ATM
Yeah.
that gives me food.
Yeah, I mean,
the problem has been delivery though.
It's too convenient.
I'm touring more than I ever had, and now my go-to meal is Subway. I get a Subway
Oh.
Veggie Delight
yeah.
sandwich foot long, and that can last. I buy 2 foot long. That's 3 days
A food.
of food in
Yeah.
the hotel. When
Yeah.
you never eat less than when you are on the road. You're like, I gotta find food. I'll just go to sleep.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like when you were in college. I'm hungry. I'm just gonna sleep this off.
Exactly.
I'll worry about it tomorrow.
And I don't remember how was the food at Zanies.
Trash.
Yeah,
It's a comedy
but
club.
you still ate
Comedy
it, though,
club.
right?
No, they had some shrimp, whatever, little pot stickers, so I had that. But I didn't want their pizza, whatever.
Someone was complaining about food at a comedy club, and I'm like, you're at a comedy club.
Yeah.
Like, what were you expecting?
Some of them now do make an effort where they'll have grill
Comedy and Magic
salads.
has
Yeah.
decent. Comedy Magic has
Oh,
decent.
it's
realize
that's
now.
the best food
For
right
sure.
there.
And
in the
then-
LA area, Comedy Magic.
And even the improvs have the umami burgers now, which I don't even
Exactly.
know if they're still doing that or not. But yeah, umami's decent, solid.
Umami's
But I
pretty
think
good.
I think food delivery is bad though,
It-
because anything you want.
Is right at your doorstep,
Yeah.
and then you're willing to pay for it too. It's like now,
You want ice cream for $40? Of course I do.
of course I do. You'll make an excuse for it too.
You know what I started because the pricing gets kind of crazy. Like we start adding up, like what am I spending it on? But then I sub out other things that I'm not doing right now. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, so Am I gonna pay $40 to get Fat Burger delivered to the apartment?
Yeah.
Isn't the average price about 40? Everything starts
always
at
like
40.
It's like, right.
you're like,
even if it's just for a thing of yogurt.
Yeah.
Like, even, why?
Minimum 40 bucks.
Yeah.
And I justify it. I'm like, well, I'm not driving to pick it up, and I'm also
Look at the gas I'm saving.
yeah, look at the jazz. I'm saying, and I'm also not drinking tonight, and I also didn't go to the movie. Oh,
lot
I'll
of
just
stuff.
watch this Netflix. So I'll just call it a date night. Yeah, that's right. That's about right.
I saved $17
I
if you look at
saved
it.
the money.
You know how I know it's a lazy bastard thing to do? When I gotta get my food from the Uber guy or the Postmates guy, I have to go out my apartment complex.
You got to
out,
put your pants on.
and I can see my car. I know my car's like, bitch, if you can
If
see
you
me,
had just walked to the car,
my car's looking at me like, if you can see me, you should
there's
be
no
ordering
excuse.
food.
There's no excuse.
So I be walking by and hiding from my
But
car.
what
like,
people
oh.
don't understand, in bigger cities,
Yeah.
going out is a hassle.
And dangerous.
Even when you're thinking of just going grocery shopping,
Yeah.
you're like, that parking lot's gonna be packed. Like, it's just
all
the
they got is
traffic
a,
on the
all
way
they got
there.
is a big ass Walmart.
Yes, like I don't want to be in these streets because there's always traffic. I don't
Yeah.
care what day it is, what time of day it is. There's
Mhm.
you're gonna be stuck in traffic for at least 30 minutes wherever you're going.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I Postmates just so I can make myself feel like I'm rich. Like I'm just like, you know what?
I mean, I get that
I
too.
remember when
I
I
can do
couldn't
this.
afford to do something.
All
like,
I gotta make
it
is
just feels
$100
good hitting
extra
that
a week,
button.
and now I deserve Postmates.
I agree.
Any increase
you gotta
in my
reward yourself.
income,
Oh, I'm gonna
Any.
spend it.
extra $50.
I'm gonna spend it.
Who wants Chinese?
Yeah.
I just feel like tweeting it every now and just Postmated.
Who wants to buy a giraffe this week?
Stunting on
The
you.
amount of money, the way I cannot afford to order delivery, and the way I do, if you saw the paper, you'd be like, "You are ruining your life," and I'd be like, "I don't care.
I don't care in this moment.
I don't care."
Right now.
Count-
Tomorrow I might feel a certain way about it, but right now in this moment,
The counter, I get my turkey burger or my strawberry shake
Mhm.
and some sort of onion rings, whatever, and that's $45.
where is that from?
the counter?
Is that your go-to? Like if you were, let's say right now, let's say it's your last.
It's my replacement McDonald's for when I'm PMSing.
Okay.
Instead of getting a Big Mac, I go there. I'm thinking that's a little healthier.
It's got to be healthier.
It
It
is
doesn't
healthier.
have the preservatives
No.
that McDonald's
So,
has.
so then I'm like, I'm subbing. Well, I could be eating McDonald's.
Yeah, it could-
I'm not.
It
Yeah.
So
is,
get
you
off
are-
my back.
It is better.
It is
And you,
better.
and you start talking to these like, but you know what? I am on America's Got Talent, so I can't have these fools
And I
thinking.
do be on television,
Can't have these
so
fools thinking I can't Postmate.
I'm not supposed to eat, so now I'm not supposed to eat. I have to eat. I just landed. I just got back into town.
I am on the marquee at the Laugh Factory now. I
you
can't,
know.
can't have them think I can't afford this Postmates again.
Not enough of us live that way because we're all gonna die. And as we see, the California keeps moving.
It is.
Go Postmate that hamburger.
Go for it. Live your best life.
Live your
'cause
best life, you
It might
cheap
end
ass.
tomorrow.
Literally, as we've
Um,
seen here.
That's the message for today's podcast. Leonard,
Yes.
what you struggling with?
Like I said in the beginning, I always struggle with doing too much versus not wanting to do shit.
What is too much? Lacrosse? Like, what are you adding to your schedule?
Yeah, I'm always doing too much. Like, yeah.
Lacrosse. That was so random.
Well, let's see. You know, I act, I stand up, I
Yeah.
write.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's all. Those are all,
Improv.
and those
Mystery
are-
forget
shows
about
at Groundlings.
Groundlings.
Right.
The mystery shows at the
Yeah.
Groundlings.
And he makes
Yeah.
flyers.
Yeah, there's always just too much. But I mean, there's some people that are able to zero in and lock in and turn away all whatever kind of
I
distractions
don't
or
think
whatever
you're
kind
doing
of
too much. Those are all the
opportunities.
same job. That's all the same
Yeah,
job.
kind of, but I'm not
It-
100%. I'm not 100% locked. So the Sunday company requires so much time, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, just in general, right? It's a short amount of time. So like I should be doing zero stand up at all
Yeah.
while
Why?
I'm doing this because it
It's
just takes up that much time.
time-consuming.
You got to put all your effort, if you wanna do it. But I still don't. Like
If you wanna do it
still
right.
do stand up. I'm still doing stuff. So it's like I feel guilty when I'm not on stage
Yeah.
doing stand up. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I'm like I just did a huge production,
Right.
a huge sketch show. Spent all week writing costuming.
feel-
Sometimes I gotta make props and stuff. Like
I feel like
Things that
when
I don't
you
do.
are a real stand-up, like whenever you're doing something that's not stand-up, you feel like you're being unfaithful, and like you get, and
Yeah.
it affects you in a way. And I keep having to tell myself this repeatedly, even though I've already learned this lesson so many years ago. But like even now with I have a writing gig, and it's like it's exhausting, like because you're in the room
Yeah.
all day, and then it's like I want to go out and perform, but it's like I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And so I'll give myself, I'll go 2 or 3 days where I don't do stand up, so I can just focus on the writing stuff, and then I get kind of depressed,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I feel like I should be grinding, and I feel like, and I feel bad, and there's nothing that will make me feel better until I get back up on stage.
Yeah.
Like the last month. So basically, every Wednesday night we pitch our sketches, right, from 5 until about midnight.
Mm-hmm.
throughout the rest of the week, you're writing or rewriting those sketches, and then Sunday from about 1 o'clock till midnight, we're at the theater. The show's at 7:30. Then afterwards, we got notes.
1 o'clock till midnight.
1 p.m. till about midnight.
Oh wow.
So like, we'll have rehearsal, and
Yeah.
then we'll do the show at 7:30, 7:30 to 9:30, 9:45 or whatever, and then afterwards, clean up your stuff and then get notes. But like the last couple months, I've been calling into the store, Sunday and Wednesday nights that I shouldn't do, and they'll give me those spots, and I'll do it.
And you'll just do it.
Is your groundling's
I'll
job
do it.
suffering as a result? And then you
It's
have
not
no problem.
suffering. It's really more of like a philosophical kind of thing, like an energy. Like, where do you put your energy? Like this, it's a limited amount of
Into
time.
the things you love.
It is the things you love.
But if you love all of it, what do you do?
That's the struggle. That's the struggle.
But to me,
That's the struggle.
But to me, all of that is entertainment. I look at all of it as the same job. Whether I'm writing on a TV show, touring, acting on a TV show, doing sketch.
It
to me,
is,
all the same.
but it's
All I'm
literally
saying
what we
is-
were just saying is like the stand-up thing. I think is at your core when you're a true stand-up, when you feel like you're cheating on it, when you're not out there doing
Yeah.
it like as much as you want to be or should be. There's
Yeah.
always that pressure for comedians to be like, oh, you ain't out in these streets tonight. Like, do I have to be in the streets
Especially when
every
all the time.
night?
When you look at your clock, you're like, oh, it's 8:30. Usually I'm waiting to go up. And you're in your
Yeah,
apartment.
yeah,
and
Yeah,
you're
you feel away.
and then things
you look on Instagram like, who's performing?
Yeah.
But you also have to have a personal life. You have to have the other things in your life to feel, to feel balanced as a human being and stuff. And
Yeah.
I do too much in that space also. And so,
Well,
but then
you're married. You have a
yeah.
person that now you also have to dedicate a lot of time and
Yeah.
attention
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I'm married. I have friends. I do judo. I
Well,
do
fuck
jujitsu.
them.
I gotta work out. I do yoga. There's all these little things that I do that also occupy a lot
Right.
of my time. That,
Are you guys planning on having kids ever?
Yeah, working on kids. I mean, that's an issue.
It's not an issue.
Putting time into that.
It can be.
I
Go
guess
ahead,
it
sorry.
is.
But then again, when I go back with I'm like, I feel like I'm alive when I'm almost doing too much. But then I get so
Same.
exhausted, and
Yeah.
then I go straight way the other way. It's no
Where-
balance. Where it's like I'm not doing anything. Don't ask me to do nothing. Let me tell you. And
Well-
you can't get me to do anything. Like somebody calling, hey, I got a spot for you somewhere. I'm like, no. You want to go? No.
Because of fatigue?
It's a little bit of fatigue, and then
I
it's
earn
usually
this
mostly
no.
fatigue,
A lot of
and then
times you
there's
got
a
to
no.
say you earn this no because look, sometimes when you're being too nice to people, I got asked to do a show like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, again, I'm tired because, in the room all week and it's like, I'll have my store spots, but now it's like I'll have my store spots, which I love so much. So it's like I very rarely will give those up. But if it's like someone else who's like, can you come do a show that's in like Riverside?
Yeah.
And this one wasn't in Riverside, but I got asked to do a show somewhere like East Hollywood or further than that. I don't know. And I agreed to do it. They said the show was going to start at like 8 o'clock or 8:30. I got there at 9 knowing it wasn't going to start on time. Got there at 9. It still didn't start on time. Then they started talking some fuck shit like they were trying to film everybody's sets.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I had to talk to the woman who was filming it. And I was like, yo, where's this footage going? Because, I don't necessarily want my stuff to be filmed and put online. And she got an attitude with me like immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
And I left. And I was like, I should have not accepted this in the first place.
Nope.
And I was just trying to, be a good comic and feel like I was working. But it was completely unnecessary. And I got anxiety from it.
Yeah.
So you
Wow.
shouldn't feel bad about saying no.
Well, I mean, see, even on the other side of like not wanting to do anything, it's not even physically doing stuff. It's other things like certain TV shows or certain, like I don't do comedy contests. So if someone's
Hey,
but I'm not saying
man.
I'm not
Oh, I
saying
don't care.
that.
Live.
I'm not saying it's a bad. I'm
I
not
don't
judging
care. I
it.
hate comedy competition.
I'm not judging it. I just know for me, that's not what I do.
For sure.
Like there are festivals where they're like, best, and I know early on when I first started, I was like, oh, that should be a good idea to do these comedy festivals. But anytime it was something like it was a competition, I was like, no, I don't want to do it.
No, competitions are
and the
the worst. I
reason
hate
why
them.
is I feel like because sometimes it's people judging. It's all subjective. It's so
For sure.
subjective.
That's
and
all a stand-up.
And
For
it
sure.
means nothing.
Right.
Um,
and then you're gonna get mad knowing that it's subjective. Even though
Yeah.
knowing that you still get mad.
But somebody like you, Jackie, you're in a power position like to shine in those things. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay,
like
that's where the power is.
you're you can get in one of those things and make some moves and it doesn't look like you're you need this contest to make anything of it. You're already making things happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of these whatever, like what is this, Big Pine Festival, Comedy Festival, and I get all these emails.
I will go on record telling you right now, do not do that festival.
Why? They asked me to do it.
Do not.
Not compete, just do a set.
Oh, I've never done it, but don't.
Why?
I've just heard awful stories. I've heard
Really?
people who've done it I met the people who book it at Big Sky Festival last year. And let me tell you, they were not very friendly. They were not going out of their way to be nice to comedians. They were not introducing themselves. They were walking around with these like cocky attitudes. And we needed them. And I'm like, you need us to keep your festival going. So I need you to be a little bit more,
That's what I'm talking
hospitable.
about. See, that's where not wanting to do shit like saves me in the fact that it's like, I get I have a little bit of FOMO when I'm reading on, tweets or social media. Like, I see like 10 comics that I know out at some festival, like look like they're having a good time. I'm like, oh, well, I want to do that.
That's not one.
And then
that's not one you
That's
need
high
to worry
school.
about.
Like, I want to hang out with my friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm also like, do I really want to go do some random in Montana?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, nah, I don't wanna do that.
Some of them are really fun, and I've gotten stuff from them. This tea that I'm drinking has made me very calm. It said goodbye stress, hello happiness, and I think I'm
liquid
high.
weed, that's what
I
it
think,
is.
and it doesn't
That's
have any
called
CBD
cannabis?
in it. No, there's no CBD in it.
Oh, okay.
But it does have stuff that's like very like relaxing, hibiscus flower, organic. Eleuthero. I never heard of this. Go to cola leaf.
It's probably glucose.
Is this a sponsor?
No, these are all
Probably
herbs.
probably.
No, I'm kidding.
These are all herbs, you guys.
You struggle to stay focused. I don't see anything.
No, I am. Squirrel. But no, some of the festivals are really worth going to because they're fun and they're more of a networking, bonding experience.
I live in FOMO. My whole career is FOMO.
Everyone
I
does.
just watch y'all online like, nobody asked me to be a part of that, and then it goes away.
It goes.
It's every day, and then they all say it
immediate.
off.
How come I'm not on this lineup? Bitch, you're on 3 other lineups tonight. Oh.
Well, they could have asked.
Oh, but I could have rejected
I mean,
them.
it extends to everything, like other TV shows or even like doing commercial, like whatever.
How come they
It's
didn't
like
cast me in that commercial?
there's so many
For
things that you
men's
don't
beard
have
products.
to do.
If I see you, when I see you on Insecure, then I'm like, and a commercial, nigga, really? And then it goes away. It
goes away.
lasts for 2 seconds
Yep.
and then it goes away. If
You gotta go
if you're a healthy, self-aware person, it goes away.
Absolutely.
And
Leonard,
so does the work. I mean, so you got to re-up.
that is very
You got to
true.
re-up the work. But
That is
yeah,
very true.
I think the balance, what I'm starting to understand is just only do things that I feel like are going to make me happy, like I'm passionate about, that I'm actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And try not to be influenced or coerced into doing something else against my will. And stand up, is definitely a big peer
You mean
pressure
like butt
zone.
stuff?
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Don't go to the comedy
my
union
first thought was,
and
what?
do butt stuff if they want you to do butt stuff.
Butt stuff is fantastic.
yeah.
Butt
but-
stuff.
But yeah, some spots, some stand-up spots, I don't want to go. I don't like to go. I don't like to go to a rowdy room. I don't want to fight. I just want to do my jokes.
There's
I know.
one that I.
So don't tell
that's-
me there's 100 people there. It's like, sorry,
You know
who's
the-
hosting?
Like,
Oh no, it's not gonna be a
I'm
good night for
good.
me.
The Savoy in Inglewood.
Inglewood, yeah.
Spike's always like, I went to hang out because I wanted to see David and Kim. And Spike's like, we got to get you on that stage. And every now and then, Buddy Lewis will text me.
Buddy.
And I always pretend like, oh man, I didn't see the text.
Because you're terrified of doing the room.
Because I could do that room and I have, but I have to become a totally different person.
It's a rowdy.
Yeah.
And I gotta be to catch that mood. You gotta catch me like after I've already had a normal show.
Is it like? Is that still? Do they still do Mondays at the Improv? Is that still?
No, it's no longer Spike. Now it's just D-Ray show.
But it's the same crowd.
No, actually, the crowd it's the normal improv crowd to me.
Really?
Diverse. It's diverse. It's still a little hoodish.
Still a DJ?
I was gonna.
And a DJ, but not Spike had a different element there where it was a party room, but it also felt like you might get shot.
Yeah. And I think someone did. No, not shot, but something happened.
D-Ray
That's
is
why they
more
moved.
like D-Ray, you might get robbed, which we could all handle.
Right.
But Spike was more, you might get shot.
Yeah, D-Rays, you might get your booty grabbed, like we was
Did
talking
you ever,
about earlier.
And you walk it off.
Did you ever do that casino, the Laugh Factory casino out in whatever that casino?
I did the Improv Casino. Is that the one you're talking
no,
about? Not the
Laugh
Factory
had a
one.
casino. What
Yeah,
was it
San
like?
Manuel Casino.
Yeah, you ever do San Manuel?
I did that a few times.
I used to do San Manuel because I was like, I gotta get in with the Laugh Factory.
300, a
They're
hood spot.
Yeah, they're paying some money.
Oh wait, I did do that.
We
Tiffany
all
Haddish
did.
took me down with her.
Yeah.
Man, I did like 2 or 3 times, and then I was like, never
I
again.
did it at
I
least 3
forgot
times.
about that.
We
I
all
before.
did it.
I think I
Everybody did
suppressed
it at least once.
Yeah, I suppressed that
You pushed
memory.
it down.
I had to do, and I was up there for like 20 minutes.
I did it like 2 or
Yes,
3
20
times,
minutes.
and every time I was like, the first time I was like excited. Second time I was like, okay, we got to have a better game plan.
Third time, like,
Third time was like,
I can't believe I'm back here.
I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I wasting my
Why
time
am I subjecting myself
for this?
to this pain?
Nobody here wants this to be a comedy show.
There's an armed guard looking right at me in the back and standing in the doorway watching me on stage. This is what I'm looking at.
You know what it felt like? It felt like the hotel rounded up all the people that were too rowdy to be gambling and made them take a time out.
Yeah, you go over
and
there.
they were like, so we're going to
you
do
go
a
in that
comedy
room
show.
with the stage.
We're going to do a comedy show. When that's done, then you can come back out.
Yeah, I feel like casinos just in general, to me, they're always a struggle. They're always, I feel like, people that have nothing to lose. That's why they're gambling. And they're just sad and they just end up in a comedy club.
They lived life.
Yeah.
They're done.
Yeah, and they're
They're finished.
tired.
Yeah.
And they probably just lost their house.
And
And,
their
now they're watching comedy.
Or their money hasn't run out yet. They have nothing else to do.
They're this close.
Yeah.
Right. So I've never enjoyed casino shows. Anytime someone's been like, you're doing, like, I had to do Harrah's. That was the one at the
San
Improv
Diego?
Book. In Vegas.
Yeah.
It's no longer there.
No.
And I was there for 8 days. Imagine being in Vegas for 8
Every
days.
Vegas gig is you need to get your mail forwarded because you're going. Every Vegas
You
gig.
live there now.
You live there now. Vegas means kiss your wife or have her come stay with you because you're not going to see her for at least 10 days.
Hilarious.
It's good luck. Oh, and I think I was there for like All-Star Weekend.
Oh, no.
I was walking around by myself. I was like
All-Star Weekend?
clutching my purse.
You definitely got your booty grabbed.
Both sides at the
Light
same
skinned
time.
All-Star Weekend by herself?
You guys, I'm triggered.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, that was rough. And it was, and not definitely, and they don't pay enough either. Like, I was there for 8 days and got paid for 2 days worth of work.
Oh, my God.
It was pretty bad. I guess that's why they're no longer there.
I think every Vegas gig should pay thousands and thousands because
Yes.
you have
Just for
to,
the heat
because
alone.
you have to live there.
Yeah.
You can't be like, let me go to LA. No, you can't. You got to stay. But it's only 45 minutes. You got to stay.
You belong to the desert now.
Exactly.
You're at one with the tumbleweed.
Yep, and the crowds are not necessarily primed for comedy.
Yeah, no, it's a very
it's
weird-
everyone's second, third, maybe ninth thought.
Yeah.
I'll go
And they
see
got-
live
and they got
comedy.
free tickets.
Yeah, they're
and
like,
they're
you're
already
only
drunk
here
when they get there.
because Celine Dion was sold out.
Yeah, and they happen to be,
And Cirque du Soleil.
or they got rounded up by hotel security and was like, time out.
Some comedian said that every casino feels like a cruise. They just ain't going nowhere.
That is a brilliant
That's what it is.
observation.
He's like, this is just a cruise, but we ain't at water.
That
We're
I would
at
always,
sea.
because I've never done cruise ships, so I couldn't compare to that. But I always said to me, it was just a notch above college shows for me. I do not like doing college shows.
I have not. See, that's
I was about to say,
exactly.
guys, let's try it. Let's do it once. So you
That's
can know for
exactly
sure.
when.
Oh, I already know.
When I started figuring out my struggle between not wanting to do shit and not having to do it and doing too much. 'Cause
One good cruise
Eric
is
Griffin
a good
came
vacation.
back. Eric Griffin came back when he first did the cruise. He was like, "Man, let me tell you, this thing is out of control. You got to do this." We traveled. It was great. And then I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna get in this."
So you
cruise
did
now."
it because
Then
of him.
No, I didn't. Then he
Oh.
came back another one. Was like, I can't do this anymore. I was
Yep.
like, oh, okay.
The
see?
first one I
No.
did, I'm like, this is a vacation. I'm only doing 20 minutes. This is fantastic. Second cruise, I'm like, I will die.
I will jump
I'm
off
going
this
to
ship.
kill myself.
Yeah.
Also, in between, my mom had went to a
Oh,
cruise
my
and
God.
saw a comedian and bought his CD.
Mhm.
He was like, "I know you're doing stand up. Here's this guy. He's doing cruises."
Who was it?
You could be like, nobody you've ever heard of. No, I
Oh.
can't even remember his name.
Oh.
Let's just just call him.
His stage name was Cologne.
Yeah, yeah. It's probably something like Jerome Cologne.
Oh, God.
And I listened to the CD, they were all like bad impressions and little bit of songs and
Cologne.
maybe a joke in there. Hey, everybody, what's going on with Ronald Reagan? Am I right? Who misses the 80s? I'm gonna sing about the 80s. She thought I would want that CD. I was so
You
mad.
can maybe get some tips from it, some pointers.
And it was he burned his own CDs. It wasn't like a cup. Like it was
They
like
weren't professionally
no,
done.
it was like CDR in there in the case, and then like a photocopied picture of himself on the cover.
Times is rough. You guys, this
It reminds
comedian
me.
thing can
reminds-
get pretty rough. Wait, I was
What?
gonna say something about. It's about cruises. How many have you done, Jackie?
3 total.
3 total, and you would never do them again.
I got kicked off the last one I did. So,
For what?
We have to close.
I don't know.
We have
Where'd
to,
they kick you off?
No, we have to end this show
I
with
think Puerto
this,
Rico.
how you got kicked off.
Oh my God, she doesn't even know where
You
she was
don't know
dropped
what
off.
you did to get kicked off the cruise?
No, I did a set and somebody complained and I followed the rules in
Oh.
my mind, but with the cruise you get one complaint and it's
One complaint and that's it?
One
Got
complaint.
too raw.
Yeah, and I did a welcome aboard show which has to be really clean, and then they had an adult late show at 11. And maybe I don't to this day I have no idea.
And they still have rules for that one too? Like for the late show?
I don't know what happened. I followed the rules in my mind.
But can you curse like on the late show at all?
Yes, for late they like bring whatever it is you do. So
Oh, okay.
I was
So
myself.
that one is
But
fine.
the first show, maybe I said damn or dang.
You
And
can't even say
the
dang.
clean show got to be SpongeBob. And it's really forget your material. It's
'Cause
more
there's-
like
are there
it's
children
more like
there?
who's family, who's married. It's more like crowd work.
Yeah.
Slash welcome aboard and give them a silly joke about the
Yeah, I
boat.
would get ejected immediately.
But I got the full check. I thought they were gonna dock me. They didn't dock
You know,
me.
they can't do that, but they cannot invite you back.
And when they called me on my phone in the room and like, hey, we're gonna get you a flight, my first thought was, thank you, Jesus.
Oh, wait. So they don't even let you finish like
No, I flew back mid whatever.
They probably make it seem like that was part of the scheduled entertainment, and so when someone's asked, they're like, "We're having a jacket." Like, oh, she was scheduled to leave.
Yeah.
You know,
I
We
was so
had-
happy to leave, and then I realized I'm like, now I know I can't do cruise. I don't like
I
cruise.
Yeah,
can't think
no.
of anything worse than being on a cruise, bombing, and then having to
Do
spend
it
the
ag-
rest of
and
the
then do it
boat
again.
looking at these
and
people.
being in front of the crowd that
It
because
could be-
then you always get those people. I really liked your set,
Yeah.
right? You always get somebody that comes up. I really enjoyed because they know everyone else hated it, and they
Or it
feel
could
like
be
they have to
worse
say
if they
something
like
to you.
you and your anonymity is shot. You can't do nothing on the boat. I remember at the buffet the next morning after the
Selfies
first
after
show, and people
selfie.
are like, Jackie! I'm trying to get eggs. And
And you're like,
you become a celebrity on this boat.
On-
Every family thinks you belong to them.
you're a cruise ship celebrity.
Yeah, so it's when they like you, it's actually worse.
Ugh.
You want to sit with us? Come sit
and
with
then,
us.
and now you telling us we have to do it.
I think every comedian, not on y'all level, but every comedian should try everything once. It could be
I
like,
do shit just for the story.
exactly.
All the time, but this I don't know if I could even hype myself up. But I am that
If it's
I am
going
that
someplace
person.
nice, just do one cruise. If it's somewhere nice, do one. Because it's a vacation. For one is a vacation. Two is, where's your life going?
I can't do it because I can't. Every time I think about doing a cruise, there's always some article about how 300 people got diarrhea.
Sick. They caught.
And just like,
They
all
got
right,
dysentery.
yep,
They
I'm
caught
good.
some disease that doesn't even exist
Yeah.
anymore. How a whole cruise ship get cholera?
How you get
No.
leprosy in Puerto Rico?
No, I'd rather do 8 nights in West Virginia than be on a cruise with 300 people with diarrhea.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's
God.
not the note I wanted to end this podcast on. Was mud butt, but it looks like that's what's happened.
Hey, if you enjoyed the Struggle Podcast, please click subscribe. Check us out on all our social medias.
Yeah. Oh, you know my spiel.
Oh, did I steal it? I was just
Oh,
making it up.
Leonard, you were such a fun guest today.
Hey, thank you
And
for
you-
having me. And,
you know, I had my doubts when you first came in.
I appreciate
He was
that.
problematic,
I
right? When he
appreciate it.
first came in,
I
he was
appreciate it.
rapping.
Yeah.
He
And
was
you don't want that.
freestyle rapping and like
You don't
Curtis
want that.
Blow
No.
Yeah.
type. And we thought he had autism for a second,
Which
All
would be
right.
okay.
All
which
right,
is
this-
fine. You might. Oh, I didn't really quickly
It's
before.
ending a lot more negative than I thought it would be.
No, autism isn't negative. Everyone in our writers' room took an autism test.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
How many of y'all got it?
I actually scored where I thought I was going to score on a scale of 1 to 50. I was like, I'm probably a 15, and I was a 14, which I was
Ah.
like, that's pretty accurate. And somebody else.
I would hide my results if it was too high. I'd
No,
be
no,
like,
no,
"Ooh,
embrace it because it embrace it because you
Mhm.
get a lot of wonderful. If you're a functioning autistic, like you have there's a lot of great qualities and like
Yeah.
skills that like I honestly to this day think my nephew is autistic and he's so smart. But he's really good. He loves dates, and that was one of the questions on the
when
autism
you
test. is,
fixate on something.
yeah, like, do you love dates? And I was like, no. But like, my nephew would be like, yes, and I'm like,
Love
that's
dates?
clearly
What does
yes.
that mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
numbers and
he
yeah,
memorized. My
concrete
nephew
things.
can tell you if I were to say, Alec, when did we go on vacation to Hawaii, and what day? He would give you the date, like the day, the month, the day, and the year.
Mm.
Whereas like that was 8 years ago. How do you remember that?
Yeah.
On some Rain Man.
Yeah, but he's so smart, but he also is very social as well. So whatever I think of autism he has, it
Mhm.
works for him. He wears
Yeah.
it well.
See, I know I appear sometimes to be autistic, but that's just like childhood trauma. That's really
He
all
was
that
just
is.
molested.
That's all that is.
Think about all the
It's
kids.
a fine
Just
line.
childhood trauma. Like if you started crying in front of me right now, my face would go dead as stone
You wouldn't know
right
what
now,
to do.
and I would just leave.
Like Leonard, but I'm crying. He's
I'd be
like, I
like,
don't know how to react in these
I'm
situations.
going home now.
Think of how many kids you went to
Good
school with.
luck.
And when you look back, you're like, oh.
That was what was wrong.
he
Or people
was-
you've
or she
dated.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, I went back too far. A year ago.
Yeah, think about last week, that dude you fucked, and you were like, why is he counting bricks on the wall mid-coitus?
I swear half these agents and managers in Hollywood are
Of
on,
course
on
they
the
are.
spectrum
I
somewhere.
think
there.
all of us are, honestly.
That's why we all work together.
Yeah. Anyway,
And
that's why
want to work
we're all
together.
special, and there's nothing wrong with autism. I actually
No.
find it adorable. Anyway, thank you for listening to The Struggle with Candice Thompson. Once again, if you listen to this and you did not subscribe, make sure you do that because, you just got to do that. And then you got to also watch us on YouTube, subscribe there, rate and review us on iTunes, and tell somebody about The Struggle. Follow me on social media at Jokes by Candice and CandiceThompsonComedy.com for all my shows. Jackie, one more time, where can everyone find you?
JackieFabulous.com leads you to all things Jackie Fabulous. I'm on America's Got Talent right now.
Support. And when it comes time, make sure you vote for Jackie Fabulous. Leonard.
Hey,
One
yeah.
more again.
Oh, one more again. Check me out. All my social media links are at LeonardRobinson.com. My favorites, Instagram, I am Leonard Robinson.
All right. We did it. And make sure to watch him on Insecure.
Insecure
and you
season
can
3,
see him on
and,
every other commercial that you see on
and
television.
Wait for Insecure season 4. There you go. How you
Here's
doing?
a drinking game. Take a shot every time you see Leonard in a commercial.
I'll
All right.
sell your product.
Till next time, guys. Bye.
Struggle.